It hurts a bit that you had to find this video, but let's go through it together. Loneliness has become a real pandemic in our Western society and world. In this video, we will look at why it happens and how to battle the feeling. Stay with me for a second when we check statistics. We start with the bad ones. More than 6 in 10 American adults say they feel emotionally disconnected, while half or more report feeling isolated, left out, or lacking companionship, often or some of the time. There are now 5 times as many men who say they have no close friends compared to 1990s. The US Surgeon General states that loneliness is linked to an increased risk of cardiovascular disease, dementia, stroke, depression, anxiety, and premature death, and that the mortality impact of social isolation is comparable to smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day. Well, the good statistics then. Research shows that spirituality and belonging to a faith community is associated with experiencing less social isolation and loneliness. That's why I want to be talking about this from a Christian perspective. Loneliness can't fix itself, and we are wired for a relationship and experience increased stress hormones when we are lonely. This supports the Christian perspective that God created us for a community. God says in Genesis 2, it's not good for man to be alone. That means if you are feeling lonely right now, it's not a sign that something is broken in you, it's a sign that you are functioning exactly the way you were designed to. The ache is information, it's telling you what you are made for. Loneliness can't fix itself. We were never meant to try to fix it on our own. Loneliness needs to be fixed with the help of other people. Self-help books won't solve it, though they can of course provide some tools, but I would dare you to go out and meet people instead of reading books or watching YouTube. Except for this channel, of course. Loneliness is not an information problem, it's a relationship deficit. That's why you can't read your way out of it. Jesus had 12 close friends. Of those 12, Peter denied him, Thomas doubted, and Judas betrayed him. In a fallen world, there will be pain. If you ever wonder why pain exists at all in this world, well, I made a full video on that topic, why life hurts so much. The link is in the description. You can watch this after you have finished this video and then go out and meet people. To change this situation, I would dare you to be vulnerable. It will hurt sometime, but that's better than not daring and be hurting all of the time. The unknown is scary, while the familiar feels safe. That's why we sometimes use a problematic strategy, staying in our comfort zone, meaning staying with the weird thing that's making us feel bad. We suffer from loneliness, but loneliness feels safer than stepping into the unknown, even though the unknown is what actually makes us feel better. This is called the comfort zone paradox. The only way out of the comfort zone paradox is to take a step so small that the discomfort doesn't shut you down. Here is a little challenge for you. Go to church. And if you actually went, let me know in the comments. Why go to church? Won't you get hurt by Christians? I wish, but you remember the example with Jesus and his disciples. But I argue that the church is a medicine for the problem. Remember the statistics from the beginning of the video. Why specifically a church then? Wouldn't a sports club or a hobby group do the same thing? Churches are built for the kind of community we actually need, multi-generational, weekly, around something deeper than a shared hobby. But here's the real question. Do you dare to test whether I'm right or wrong? Small groups, I've noticed, can be absolutely incredible for this. There you can share faith and doubt, all the things we need to feel good and not to be lonely. Here's the concrete challenge for you. Go to church 3 times. The first time just show up is enough. I know that this might feel huge, especially if you've never been to a church before or if it has been a long time since you have. It's okay to feel that way, but you are welcome there. There's a place for you. The second time you go, you'll get a task and I'll share that in an article. The link is in the description. Don't read that challenge until after the first visit. Commit to this first. I have some conversation starters on my website as well if you need them. Let me know in the comments how it went. On my website smallgroupcorner.com you find material to discuss in your small group around the topic of loneliness. You also find more questions to get the conversation going when you visit a church. Prayer is the best tool we have, including when we feel lonely. We don't have to pretend in front of God. And here I'm giving you 30 seconds right now for just that.